All right, we're back for another Dominaria Draft. We're still a little ways away before I guess 18, 19. The core set comes out. It's a little less than a month away. We've got quite a few spoilers for it, but in the meantime, we're gonna still draft Dominaria here. And thanks for joining me today. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks. Hope you guys are doing fine. Let's see what our pack has here. So bad rare, but thankfully we make up for it with two of the best uncommons in the set. I'm not entirely even sure which one's better, but I do know I like blue more than green. The upside on these cards is both very, very good, so I wouldn't fault anybody for taking one over the other here. I think I'm going to take In Bolus's Clutches, although Song of Freyalise is easier to build around in general. This is just good in a blue deck. Song of Freyalise is just the type of card you can take and have it be pretty insane. There's also Vicious Offering. Curious what people would take here. I kind of want to take Song of Freyalise, but I just really love blue in this set, so I'm going to take the In Bolus's Clutches here and see what path that leads me down. Keeping in mind that I'm passing that Vicious Offer and that Song of Freyalise to the left, so we'll keep that in mind. Like here, the best cards in the pack are Vicious Offer and Cast Down, which I think is a lot closer than it looks. I'm going to take Cast Down, but Vicious Offer tends to be a little bit better some amount of the time, namely against legendary creatures. But if I take Cast Down, I just got to keep in mind that the person to my left, or at least 2 seats down to the left, is going to be in black, so I'm going to be fighting them on it. But there's not really a blue card I want to take here. I could take Syncopate, but I think Cast Down's better than that. And yeah, we'll just start off with the shell of a little bit of a control deck here. Ooh, now Spore Swarm would be fantastic had I taken Song of Freyalise, but I did not. I think Kazarov is passable. Card's not fantastic. And not really much in blue-black that's worth taking here. I could just snipe Kazarov to show people to my left that I'm taking black, stay out of it. Or I could take Goblin Barrage, which is another good removal spell. Kazarov is not amazing by any means. It's fine, but if you end up not playing red, it's not that great. The one reason really to take it is that a lot of people do value this card really highly, and I do want to kind of shut out black for that person who's taken the Vicious Offerings. Red is not amazing in this set, but if I end up like blue-red or black-red or something like that, I'll be happy to have the Goblin Barrage. But I think I'm going to take Kazarov here for the reasons I mentioned. That and black's looking reasonably open here. Joda is not really something I'm interested in, nor is the Flame of Keld, so we're looking at on color, Dark Bargain, Stronghold Confessor, or Relic Runner. I do like Relic Runner in these blue-black decks, especially if you end up with a good number of historic cards, which currently I have 2. That's assuming I even stay in these colors. And Dark Bargain would be probably my next pick there, which Dark Bargain is good if you have high-quality cards, but you can usually get a Dark Bargain pretty late here. Okay, so blue still looking fairly open. Black cards are open, but not particularly good. Like, neither of these are standout cards here. Partic Wanderer is probably actually worse than Feral Abomination unless the historic matters, but I'm going to pick up the Memorial here. I like having these spell lands in your deck. It just adds to the quality of your deck overall, and it's just not a bad card in general. Ooh, Wizard's Retort, Divination, Thallid Omnivore, Voldalian Arcanist. These are all good options here. I don't necessarily think I'm going down a Wizard's path, necessarily, even though there are 2 good Wizard cards. I don't currently have any Wizards here, but we're seeing that the shell for a Wizard's deck might be open, even though that tends to be blue-red. There might be 1 or 2 Wizards in black. I know Skin Witch is a Wizard, but I'm going to take Divination here and just keep it rolling with the blue-black stuff. Oh, wow, that's a 7th pick Cloud Raider Sphinx. That's got to be a signal of nothing else. I don't know why this card would ever come 7th pick. The rares and uncommons are missing, so people are taking commons over Cloud Reader Sphinx here, which has got to be wrong, but I do love me a Cloud Reader Sphinx. Ooh, and here is where I get to put my money where my mouth is. I really like Howling Golem in control decks specifically. I think this card is a little bit worse. If you're either all in aggro or a control deck, this is good. If you're just a general mid-range deck, you don't have a lot of removal spells, you're just playing creatures and hoping to trade them off for value and get in there with flyers, then I don't like Howling Golem because you're going to give your opponents more opportunities to answer the few threats you have. But in a deck like this, where we've got card draw, we've got good late-game cards and control and effects, I really like Howling Golem, and it's probably better than Soul Salvage here. No, I don't necessarily have to be black either. We're going to pick up a Candle now. I do like Candle. Worth noting that I currently have 4 historic cards if I pick up the Candle, so that helps out the Relic Runner and we'll be looking to pick up a couple more of those. Otherwise, it's Unwind, and Unwind is a sideboard card at best. Syncopate. Syncopate's a nice one. I do like Syncopate. Ooh, this is looking to shape up very nicely. Let's see what the curve looks like so far. Probably, yeah, this is pretty good curve. No, Syncopate's usually around the 2 to 3 drop slot. Actually really like Rescue if I can get some of the good, what are they called, sagas, and I don't like Spartan Construct. Voltaic Servant's not too great. It's a minor combo with Howling Golem, but not great. Artificer's Assistant, in my opinion, is fairly unplayable, but Rescue does a little bit. I guess I'll continue to show people that I don't want them drafting black, so I'll go ahead and take that. Ooh, Arcanist late is nice, too. Last pick Arcanist is sweet. We'll probably play this, having Divination, and I guess I only have 3 instants or sorceries, but this does lead you down the path of being able to pick up a couple more. What do we have here? Nothing. We're going to take a dead card, more or less. Ever is nice and all, but it's not fantastic card. I do like playing with it when I'm in a white deck, but it's not worth shifting into white for. Curator's Ward isn't really astounding by any means. Probably, this is not a good pack. Maybe Windgrace Acolyte is what I'm looking for here. Neither of these are cards that I want to be first picking out of a pack, but it looks like it's going to be between one of those two. I don't really get a lot by taking a Llanowar Elves and Shifting or a Jousting Lance or anything like that. I guess there's a Lava Runner if I do end up Wizards, but I don't think that's how I'm going to end up. I guess, yeah, I'll just take the Windgrace Acolyte here, although I'm not super happy with that card. Ooh, Tempest Gen? Tempest Gen's nice. I only have 2 black cards so far. There's also Vicious Offering, though. There's also Wizard's Lightning. I think Tempest Gen is strong enough that I should just take it and probably start prioritizing blue cards over others. Right now, my removal spells, it's really just Cast Down, Inbolus, Clutches, and Candle, so I'm doing okay on removal so far. I don't think I need to snap off this Vicious Offering, and I think if I can draft around it, Tempest Gen's going to be nice. Ooh, Time of Ice as well. This is going well so far. If I can just really shift towards blue here, like not even play Kazarov, then I'll be pretty happy. Tempest Gen is a high upside for that, and Time of Ice is nice if I can get some flyers down. It's a little bit worse if you're a control deck, but it's still good enough to play. Dark Bargain would be sweet here too. And I'm just going to pick up Time of Ice. We'll keep an eye out for Kazarov. Kazarov doesn't even look great here because I'm probably not going to be playing red. But we'll keep looking for blue cards. As long as they keep going, I'm going to keep taking them. This is an Academy Drake there. G2 Chronicler would also be worth considering going into red for because it is that good. But Academy Drake is a fine pickup, and besides, it's foil. I have to pick it up, right? Oh man, can I end up mono blue? Probably not mono blue, right? Like here, I could take an Opt, which is a fine card, but one that doesn't really do too much unless you're like Wizards and you need the triggers or something along those lines. Probably actually going to pick up Deathbloom Thallid here. I know I want to be majority blue, but I can afford to have a couple black cards in my deck, and they'll still be fine. Opt is just kind of a whatever card in my opinion. Not exceptional, not bad. Looks like almost a dead pick here. I guess Homered Explorer is a card I can play, but I think I'm actually going to pick up this Chronicler here in the off chance that I get enough red that I want to shift into it. Oh, this is a great sign. Wizard's Retort or Memorial to Genius. Wizard's Retort is nice. Sorcerer's Wand is actually very, very good if you are heavy on Wizards, but we are not. So as much as I like the Wizard's Retort, I already have a Syncopate, so I don't really need to load up on counterspells, and Memorial to Genius is a great card to just have in your deck. These do kind of lower the power level of Tempest Gen, but once you cast Tempest Gen, even if you don't cast it on turn 3, maybe you cast it on turn 5 or 6, it's still a pretty beefy flyer. Nothing I really want here. This is not a short sword deck. I guess I can pick up the Guardians. I'm not going to play anything that I pick up out of this pack, though, so sure, we'll pick up Guardians here, and I guess Curator's Ward over Lava Runner or Blessing. Sure, why not? Curator's Ward on, like, Kazarov is okay. The only time I would ever want to play this is if I have Valda or Tiana, and you don't usually end up in blue when you're in those colors or with those cards, so I don't know. I think our deck looks very good so far. We just need maybe a couple more flying threats. Like, we have a couple game enders. Inbolus' Clutches is fantastic. We've got okay removal at the moment. Counting clutches as a potential finisher and a removal spell, because technically it is. Partic Wanderer could do the trick there. I'm not going to play 2 rescues, although rescue is just fine, so yeah, I guess we'll stick it in the deck. We'll see. You do need to close out the game when you're playing these decks. But getting that late Cloud Reader Sphinx was very nice. And here, Homerid Explorer, I suppose, is going to be the pick over the Lich's Mastery. You know what? I refuse to play Homerid Explorer. I'm taking the rare. You can't stop me. Befuddle's a fine sideboard card against some decks, not particularly great. The second Befuddle's a little bit worse. And Tragic Poet. So, nice. I do expect to get a little bit of black in this last pack. Because really, I've took 1 black card out of that pack. Ooh, Ateliz, huh? Wow, this pack is loaded. But loaded with cards that I might not be playing. Because Ateliz is great. So, let me just look real quick. If I put a Chronicler in here, is Ateliz plus Chronicler better than these black cards? Like, I don't have to play Kazarov. Cast Down is splashable, but I also don't have to play it. Could also just take Fight with Fire, which is a good finisher for these sorts of decks too. And if I wanted to stay on black, I could play Settle the Score, which is fine. Or I could just take an Academy Drake, but I think that's worse than taking one of these options. I'm really leaning down taking the Fight with Fire here. Ateliz, like, having passed up a lot of wizards already and only having, like, 1 or 2 in the deck makes me want Ateliz a little bit less, I guess. But Fight with Fire might be just better. It gives me access to the Chronicler. Are these cards enough for me to stay with black, though? Forget it. I'm taking Fight with Fire. Alright, not taking Steel Leaf Champion. We'll happily take another Cloud Reader Sphinx. Eviscerate is fantastic. Man, I really want a Mirari's Conjecture now, but I don't have it. I'm going to take the Sphinx here, though. And we might have to shoo a couple cards in to make our playable count work out, since we're waffling a little bit. The second Slimefoot, geez. Here I suppose I can take the Opt. But I do think currently, man, if I pick up a Skittern Surveyor, I'd be so happy. I wish this was like a Sulphur Falls or something. Yeah, I'll pick up an Opt here. Opt is a fine playable, especially when we might not make playables at this point. Ooh, Academy Journey Mage is fantastic over Tolarian Scholar or Dark Bargain. It's probably going to cost 5 in my deck most of the time, but I'm fine paying 5 for that card. Another Chronicler is going to do the trick here and probably be enough to just put me in red. Divination Coldwater Snapper, huh? Do like having the finisher here with Coldwater Snapper. It's just hard for a lot of decks to get over this. I don't really have anything that combos with it, but it's a good card on its own. Divination's good, but I don't necessarily need the second Divination. Sure, I'll take Snappy. Snapperino. Still would love just one way to splash here, but probably not going to play a Compass. I mean, I have Howling Golem. I have ways to, I have card draw, I have card advantage, so playing a Compass wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Time of Ice, Antiquities War, unfortunately, is not quite the card I'm looking for. Another Time of Ice could be good, but we're not going all in on our opponents, are we? Do I really want the Compass? I could play Cast Down. I don't think that's necessary. I'm probably going to get one of these Compasses back. It's going to take another Time of Ice. Slin Voda, huh? Slin Voda is probably not what I want here. But I'm probably not taking Unwind, and I don't think Dampen Sphere does anything. Plus, Drudge Sentinel is terrible, so sure, we'll take Slin Voda. Guess I'll take another Befuddle. And here, take a red 2-drop, I suppose, over a second Rescue or Feral Abomination. Diligent Excavator's just not gonna be good. So yeah, we're gonna have to round out. Ooh, alright, we got a Compass, like I said. We're probably gonna get one late. So now I could go Compass plus, say, Cast Down. Kazarov seems ambitious, don't need the Thallid. Warcaller, not really a combo with Time of Ice since it usually tapped. by the time you get to use that ability. Slinvoda seems ambitious too. Black was just not open that draft, which is expected after having passed those vicious offerings. So I could see doing something like this. The compass doesn't actually give us that much, though. But are the 2 Chroniclers plus Fight with Fire better than these? Probably. I think so. And if we want to board into 2-drops, we can board into these. I think we've got good late game here. Probably going to run the Slinvoda, I suppose. Could run a Befuddle as well. Slinvoda is sketch. It is definitely sketch. But what am I running if I don't run Slinvoda? I guess I could run, like, this thing. Guardians of Koilos. Curator's Ward does not seem exceptional. Befuddle is a fine card to put in your deck. You don't need to run it. I do like having to cast down, but if I go, like, get rid of Compass, get rid of cast down, play Befuddle plus just, like, a random 2-drop or something, I think that's fine. But I have enough card draw that I'm fairly happy putting in a splash off of the Compass. Don't know if I want the Memorial, though. Probably don't want the Black Memorial. So if we play this, cut that Guardians again, this looks like a fine little control deck. Time of Ice does buy some time here. It's not going to be amazing here, but we do have very good late game in double Cloud Raider, Sphinx, Snapper, and Bolus' Clutches. I don't think Slinvoda is going to be quite what we want. And yeah, we waffled a little bit, but we get a lot in our deck by having these Chroniclers here. And the Fight with Fire can double up as a win condition as well. So I kind of like where we ended up here. We've got decent removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal spells, something along those lines. And if you've watched any of my videos up to this point, you know that I very much like drafting the blue decks. So if we sort by color, we're going to be very light on everything that's not blue. Probably going to be like 10, 1, 5. That gives us 11 blue sources for most of our deck. 1 black source for the cast down, even though we don't really need that. And then some red as well. Plus we have that candle. I would feel way better with this deck if this was just a Skitter and Surveyor. But as it is, I think I'm fine playing what I've got here. And if we feel like we need to shift out of the red and move into the black for some reason, that's fine. But I'm not going to play this Kazarov here. Not going to play Slinvoda. And we have a little bit of sideboard action going on. But as it is, I think we've got a pretty good curve going on, pretty good deck. So we'll see if the control deck can get there for us. And as always, I appreciate you watching. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks, and I'll see you in match number 1. All right, match number 1 coming up. We are on the play. Not entirely sure my deck even wants to be on the play, but we want to see what we're up against first. I like this hand. It doesn't actually do much, but it has the opt to kind of hit our 3rd land and Time of Ice to keep us in the game if we fall behind. So I'm going to keep and opt on my opponent's end step. And hopefully just keep to a 3rd land. We just want to hit land drops here because Sphinx is nice. We'll just keep that on top. And come back to our turn. Ooh, that gives us a potential to just hit turn 3 Tempest Djinn if we draw an island. Turn 3 3/4 would be fantastic. Against blue-black, huh? Voldalian Arcanist. Good card to have on turn 2. Oh man, Island would have been perfect there, but as it is, we're just going to run out Relic Runner. And pass it back. And really just hoping for any 4th land at this point. Drawing Time of Ice would be great here. It would make this unblockable. It would tempo out my opponent for a little bit. See what our opponent does here. Some pretentious flavor text on this card. Using education as an antidote to xenophobia. Alright, whatever. Come on, 4th land. Let's see what the opponent does, though. Might be debating between casting a spell using the Arcanist or casting a not optimally used mana for the turn. We'll see. We'll see. We are against 2 Valley. I don't know. 2 Valley. Alright. Well, that attack does mean that my opponent's not casting a 4-drop this turn. Also means I'm taking 1, and my opponent's probably casting a 3-drop instead. That is a Howling Golem. Alright, well, fight with fire, huh? I feel like I should probably just cast that on Howling Golem, although Howling Golem could get me out of my rut too. Lets me get in 2 damage, stops my opponent from drawing. My opponent does have the type of deck where them drawing extra cards would be good, so I think I am just going to get rid of that now and get in for 2. Even though it draws me cards, my opponent is probably a control deck, and that's when I said Howling Golem really shines, is when you can just keep drawing action, keep drawing removal and more threats and stuff like that, and especially when I'm stuck on lands, I don't want my opponent to get too far ahead here. Plus, I have 2 Chroniclers in my deck, so I can get that fight with fire back if I absolutely need to. Might have been right to just take a hit. Might have been right to even fight with fire the Arcanist, since I have so many things that can block that Golem if I draw lands, but as it is, I don't want my opponent out-tempoing me too hard. Alright, another attack. Wonder if they're missing a 4th land as well. Since they didn't do it pre-combat? They are. Interesting, so I'm suspecting like some sort of counterspell here. Maybe not. Maybe they just really needed that Howling Golem there. So if I play Time of Ice and lock this down, it's probably right to just play Tempest Djinn. I'm going to attack first, though. Could be running into a Wizard's Retort or a, what is it called? Syncopate. But that's fine, I suppose, since I have Cloud Raider Sphinxes to back it up. And if they, like, go... Ooh, okay, I like them going Vicious Offer in here, because it means they're not going to have a counter spell. And they use a potential removal spell for all my flyers coming up. And they save themselves 2 damage, but fine by that. Alright, now we got a 3/4 flyer on board. That's going to be pretty sweet. And they hit their 4th land. So we do know at this point any lands they're playing are what they're drawing off the top of their library. Could play a 5-drop here. Might just like go Eviscerate your Djinn or something like that. But we'll see what the opponent decides to do. Hopefully I just draw a 5th land and I can start going Sphinx. Sphinx, Partick Wanderer is very nice. Or maybe Sphinx, Partick Wanderer, Sphinx, who knows. I would like to wait on Time of Ice if I could, but we'll see. 5 mana. For a Weight of Memory, and they're milling me. So they're going to draw 3 cards and mill me 3. They milled Memorial, Time of Ice, Coldwater Snapper. Fine with them milling all those. I'd rather just hit a basic land. And they drew 3 as well. So they're setting themselves up or trying to find an answer to the Djinn. Alright, Divination's not bad here. I guess I'm going to play that first in the off chance that I hit another island. I can play it and pump up my Djinn. Or hit 2 islands. I like how this game is going so far. They're going to have to deal with the Djinn, which makes it less likely. I mean, I guess they just drew 3 cards, but it's not very likely they can kill Djinn and also play like a big threat on board. Ooh, well that's pretty good. I will sacrifice Tempest Djinn. I lied, maybe they could play something that threatens me and also gets a thing on board. Befuddle, huh? So, go Island Partick Wanderer here, or I could go Cloud Raider Sphinx. The one thing about playing the island here is that I'm going to have to discard a card. Probably just fine discard and Befuddle, though. Just make them keep answering my threats, I suppose. And Another cool thing here, if I can hold on to it, is if they go Eldest Reborn and reanimate my Tempest Djinn, oh, they might get back Cold Water Snapper. Yeah, they'll probably get back the Snapper. Then I can Time of Ice it, but I can't Time of Ice Snapper, so I think this game just swung in my opponent's favor quite a bit, because I assume they're going to be able to answer Partic Wanderer. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. Probably getting back Cold Water Snapper, I imagine. Okay, well, not worried about that one. I assume they're following up with a Historic spell, but who knows? Jousting Lance. Alright, I'm not expecting these cards out of my opponent's deck. Guess I'll keep track of what they're doing with their scries, though. They scried to the top. Bizarre. I guess now we just... Oh, Deep Freeze? Deep Freeze is a nice one. Alright, well, thankfully I have Sphinxes, or Sphinges, to back this up. I'm hoping if I play a Sphinx and they see, oh, I've got a clock in the air, that they'll reanimate my Tempest Djinn instead of the Cold Water Snapper, but we'll see what they decide to do, because they don't have anything worth reanimating. Guess I'll play that island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't have anything double blue. Oh, I'm not drawing a card this turn anyway. See if there's a way to get my Partic Wanderer tapped down for this Time of Ice too. Probably not. Okay. Happily put 2 islands on the bottom. That almost feels like drawing a card at this point. I'm going to keep this island in hand in case they have a Caligo Skin Witch too. So now I really want them to reanimate Tempest Djinn here. But it might just be Snapper. Come on, Djinn. Alright, they are getting back Tempest Djinn. That's great for me if I can get Time of Ice to stick. Because when it goes off, it'll actually bounce that Tempest Djinn back to my hand. But it does make sense for them to get back the Djinn if they don't have another way to deal with the Sphinx. If they have a way to deal with the Sphinx, why not just get Cold Water Snapper, right? So we'll see. Opponent is on 4 cards in hand too. Jousting Lance, I guess, is kind of annoying, but not super great against me. They might just put it on the Tempest Djinn, but we'll see. Alright, opponent definitely in the tank about something here. Probably planning out their turn, deciding whether or not they want to use Jousting Lance or do something. They have access to 7 mana, including this Arcanist. They haven't played a land for the turn either. I don't think there's a way to get this tapped down in time for Time of Ice. Time of Ice cannot target your creatures. Otherwise, I would probably target the Partic Wanderer and the Tempest Djinn and bounce those back both to my hand. Alright, we got some action going on. Jousting Lance on the Assistant. And this, to me, signals a Vicious Offering. Do I make them use it here? No, I don't see the point of that. Oh, now if they do have a Vicious Offering, the Time of Ice, sack Tempest Djinn. Ooh, or I could just do that. Either way, they get to get me on that. This also is an opponent's creature, so I can't bounce back my Partic Wanderer. I guess I'm suspecting they have Vicious Offering, which means I go Time of Ice, tap down Tempest Djinn. They go sack Tempest Djinn to give this -5/-5. So I lose those creatures, but technically one of them's theirs. if they don't have Vicious Offering, that attack doesn't make sense. I guess they could also have Fungal Infection, would be another one. But I'm going to suspect Time of Ice here. Or not Time of Ice, but Vicious Offering. Which means Time of Ice isn't going to get maximum value. I'm definitely not going to get my Tempest Gen back, but we'll see. If they're sitting on Fungal Infection, that attack also makes sense because the first strike plus the -1/-1 would take out my Sphinx. But I'm going to play as though they have Vicious Offering until I know otherwise. And if they don't, then this looks fine. I assume they would Vicious Offering right now if they had it. Okay, so I'm going to put them on Fungal Infection now. Still going to keep this island in hand in case they have Skin Witch. Something to watch out for. This could also be somebody who is in the same pot as me, but that seems unlikely considering I took all the good blue cards. Alright, come in, get in there for 3. Our life totals are getting, down there. So I can't just act like we're controlling the whole game. We are taking damage. But Cloud Reader, Sphinx coming down, or Archmage on anything that's super bad. Journey Mage, I guess, not Archmage. Looks like Cloud Reader Sphinx might be dying here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh, Windgrace Acolyte. Alright, not too concerned about that one. We will see what they mill here, though. Blood Tallow Candle, Academy Drake, Swamp. Alright, fine with both those cards being out of the way. Alright, so now the question is, what do we tap down? Probably just tap down Windgrace Acolyte. It costs a lot of mana for them to replay that. I don't care too much about this assistant. Yeah, it gains them 3 life, but I think that's fine and dandy. So I'm going to attack with my Sphinx. And at this point, I'm probably going to play Arcanist plus another Sphinx. The Arcanist does pump up the Journey Mage. Let's go... No, they can't have Syncopate here, so it doesn't matter too much the order I do this in. Keeping in mind that I'm pretty sure one of my opponent's last cards is Fungal Infection. But next turn I get to go Jin plus Journey Mage, assuming that the Jin doesn't get sacrificed or anything here. Again, this is a close game, and it's closer than it looks. I think my board's better, but my opponent is on 4 cards. They are going to gain a little extra life off this Windgrace Acolyte after it bounces. But I've also got pretty good flying force here. I mean, I'm going to have a 6/4 flyer with the Tempest Gen. And it doesn't seem like my opponent has an Eviscerate or anything like that. Otherwise, probably would have just killed the Sphinx off and gotten that damage in. Also, if they attack me with the Assistant this turn, it's going to get bounced with Time of Ice, so I'm open to an attack there. They might not be thinking about that. I'm going to take the hit, not going to block with my Sphinx. So basically, I get another free bounce out of Time of Ice. It's not free, I'm taking 3 damage for it, but we'll see. Also, if they tap this for mana, that's going to get bounced too. Some people don't know that Time of Ice bounces all tapped creatures, not just the ones that were tapped with Time of Ice. Card is pretty decent. Especially in a race like this, it's going to be... The fact that it's giving me my Tempest Gen back is pretty important. And we've seen this interaction on one of my other recordings before, where I played Time of Ice versus, whatchamacallit, Blink of an Eye Time of Ice. Alright, that's pretty good there. That's pretty good. That was a decent play. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to draw a land to play both of these next turn. If not, I can go Journey Mage, bounce my Djinn, cast Djinn. Alright, Deathbloom Thallid is a non-factor here because of that Partic Wanderer, for the most part. Right, Academy Drake is a nice follow-up. So I can go attack for 6, and then play Journey Mage, bounce Djinn, play Djinn. Could be close to dying, though. So it might be right to go Time of Ice plus Academy Drake. That seems wrong. So let's go ahead and do this. This is a close game. They're going down to 5, but I'm at 8. Let's go Journey Mage, costs 1 less. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I'm not being stupid with my mana. I would like to recast my Tempest Djinn. This is going to go ahead and bounce here. And then we'll go ahead and replay my 6/4 flyer. And I'm probably going to block with Tempest Djinn on my turn, even though it does draw out that fungal infection I think my opponent has. I do have lethal with my flyers, because they have to swing with at least one flyer in order to make that attack anyway. And then I have, if any of my 2 flyers gets in on them, assuming they don't just gain life here. And I guess if this is the attack, then I block Windgrace Acolyte, since fungal infection means I would still eat that one. Let's see what the trick is. I really do suspect it, but we'll see here. Aha. Called it. But blocking here means that I still get to eat their flyer. And I have Time of Ice plus Academy Drake, so I don't think I'm dying. Plus, they have to do something this turn, otherwise they're taking lethal. Ooh, they have a Sphinx of their own. It's not going to do it, though. I have Time of Ice. They know that. Let's see what they do with their Scries. They still have 1 card in hand. It could be something relevant. This is a good game. This is the type of game where it looks like bringing Rescue in might be decent. Ooh, Syncopate. That definitely shores this up, doesn't it? So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap down your flyer and attack and kill you. Plus I have Syncopate. Yeah, so they're just dead this turn. Very close game. Just making me go through the motions here. So Blink of an Eye, Vicious Offer, and Eldest Reborn. They do have removal. That was actually way closer than it looked like. So do I want Slinvoda? No. I know I don't want Befuddle. So I like cutting that and bringing in Rescue. Rescue is good against, what is it called? Deep Freeze. It's good against removal in general. Windgrace Acolyte could be okay here, but I'm not black, really. Cast Down seems good if I can get the mana for it. The rest of these cards I'm not super excited about. They have a 1/1 bird. They have a piece of equipment. Curator's Ward I could see being something. I guess this is kind of cute to put on a Time of Ice. It makes it so that they can't target Time of Ice. And then I also draw 2 cards, but is it better than any other card in my deck? Probably not. Like, Navigator's Compass doesn't seem amazing here, but we're going to play it. Again, I have enough card draw, card selection with the Sphinxes and the Divinations that I think it's okay to have the Compass. This is good. This is pretty good. I'm on the draw this time, which I think I want to be in this matchup, but we could go Memorial. We have a red source and Divination to hopefully draw into some extra stuff. Never mind, our opponent put us on the draw, or on the play, which is smart. chose not to play first. Yep, that is actually very smart for these sorts of control mirrors, although Divination is going to punish them for that a little bit, since it's going to basically put me up on card. But we are definitely playing a control matchup here. I do think my card quality overall is probably better than my opponents. Like, they're playing Joustin' Lance, which isn't too great in these sorts of matchups. They're playing the little bird, the Artificer's Assistant. I mean, Joustin' Lance could get in damage here. If you have a lot of flyers, it's decent. All right, and Island. So let's go Divination. I guess I should have played an Island last turn. All right, we have a Compass. Well, we don't have much going on here. But at least we get to go, like, you know, Compass, gain some life, Journey Mage your first play of the game, Partick Wander. Yeah, Thallid's fine. Not too worried about that one at the moment. Especially if they just go Equip next turn, which is what I hope they do. Oh, that might be better. Oh, I guess I can do both of these. I think it's worth just playing the Drake out. I'm going to keep playing Islands until I have a reason not to. Now my opponent's got a sweat. Oh, what are they splashing? Doesn't mean I can cast any of my cards from this point forward. Target land you control becomes the basic land type. Huh. It's a cute little interaction. Not super relevant, but if I draw Tempest Djinn, this can actually turn a land into an island, which is relevant. Alright, yep, there's a Vicious Offering. Get it out of your hand, I suppose. Again, I'd rather use Vicious Offering on cards like that than on, like, my Partick Wanderers and my Sphinxes. Sphinges. Ooh, Chronicler. Probably going to get back a Divination at some point. But for now, we're going to go Journey Mage, Tempo U. Partick Wanderer next turn, I suppose. I also have this Memorial sitting down here, so we'll see. If they play like a Cloud Reader Sphinx, then the pressure's on, but they can 4-turn clock me with a Sphinx. I guess they can also 4-turn clock me with that. Syncope, Eldest Reborn, Island were the mills. We drew another land. It's not amazing. I can actually freely attack into that, though, which is nice. Not freely, but at least I get to threaten damage on him. And we're going to go Partick Wanderer, which I imagine is going to get answered by a Deep Freeze type effect. So yeah, definitely going to take some damage here. Again, my opponent is going to clock me for a couple turns here. So I'm going to have to find some removal, but I think I'll be okay. And the Joustin' Lance will probably shine in this game. It's probably going to get a good... Yeah, like, if I die, it's going to be to mostly the extra damage off this Lance, I think. Granted, they do have to have an answer for this Partick Wanderer, otherwise I'm swinging back at them. They are not equipping either, which is interesting. I wonder if they took Fungal Infection out of their deck. No equip there is definitely interesting. So it means they want to use all 5 of their mana for something. Play a 4-drop or something along those lines. Time of Ice would be fantastic in this sort of situation. Just means I get to keep bashing, and I do have 2 Time of Ices in my library. I didn't see any counter magic out of the opponent. Well, I guess there's a Syncopate, which we didn't see game 1. Their Eldest Reborn is gone, so all the removal we saw is gone, minus Deep Freeze. I'm assuming, I mean, their blue-black control deck probably has more removal, but I'll give it to the opponent. They're definitely thinking their turns out. 2 Valley. Academy Drake, huh? What do you... Oh, I guess... that makes sense. Alright, these have not been amazing. So, what do I do here? Chronicler or Crack Memorial? I could run into Fungal Infection here, which would be minorly annoying, but not enough that I'm just not going to attack in anyway. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm probably just going to play Chronicler here and get back Divination. Let's go and attack first. Could also just crack Memorial, but this way I at least get another damage on board. Guess this could be another Vicious Offering too. They're doing something. Oh, Blink of an Eye, Particle Wonder. So just going for the straight up tempo play. I like it. So opponent is winning the race by a pretty long shot, so I think this is still right. Considering I don't have anything going on in my hand here, I want the Divination, hopefully go like Divination into a flyer next turn. Now I think I'm losing. I'm on a 3-turn clock if they equip Joustin' Lance. I guess they don't even have to equip this turn to make it a 3-turn clock. Yep. On the Drake makes sense. So now we specifically need a removal spell, I think. I'm not hitting them back for enough damage, I don't think. Time of Ice would be amazing. Deathbloom Thallid is fine. Alright, Arcanist, not quite what we wanted here, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Youch. Alright, I suppose we go up now. Howling Golem to the bottom. Alright, that is a Time of Ice, so that's pretty good here. So, am I okay trading Journey Mage for Deathbloom Thallid? If I do... No, I gotta keep that back on defense, I think. Alright, well this is gonna definitely go in the Drake. They're probably gonna move it over to Windgrace Acolyte. But at least that makes them use mana. Oh, this is gonna be a very close game, I suppose. I need to get some flyers down on these turns that they're unlocking their creatures down. Because I'm going down to 5 this turn. So I am in trouble. Oh, they did not equip. Alright, so I am going to make this block on defense, which is why I didn't attack, because I didn't want to chump with my Gitu Chronicler. Ooh, you know what else would be good? In Bolus's Clutches. Alright. Pretty good. Opponent has 2 Eldest Reborns? Yeah, they do. Shoot. Alright, Tempest Djinn was a good one. Lock that down. 1, 2, 3. So I can play both of these, I think. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Yeah, I can go Particle Wanderer plus Tempest Djinn, which is a good turn. Very good turn. Might as well just play Islands. I'm going to discard my Swamp to the Eldest Reborn. Don't really need it with the Navigator's Compass out. And pass it back. And what are they looking to reanimate? This is, of course, assuming they don't have an answer for Time of Ice again. Not really much there. Probably just Academy Drake. Ooh, Academy Journey Mage would be good, too. Excuse me. Freeze the Djinn. That's pretty good. That does make Rescue a pretty live draw here. Although I might just rescue Time of Ice. Oh, wow, Deep Freeze both my things. Alright. So my opponent just has it. That's fine. There's not much I can do about it if they've just got everything. Syncopate. Syncopate's actually not bad here. So I can go 1, 2. I'm just wondering if playing the Arcanist really does very much for me. Oh man, I'm in a lot of trouble now. They're going to reanimate something. Yeah, I might as well play the Arcanist. Syncopate whatever they play. They're going to get back probably... They could... No, they're not going to get back Journey Mage now. They're going to get back Academy Drake. To be fair, my opponent's drawn 6 lands to me drawing as many as I've drawn, so naturally they drew more spells. Yeah, target an Academy Drake. That's to be expected. Whatever they play, I can syncopate here, which is fine, but I still need to draw into my Sphinxes or whatever, which isn't even good against Jousting Lance. So I'm in trouble. I'm in a little bit of trouble. They might just kick their own Academy Drake, which would be great. Just use up their whole turn. And that's fantastic because... Oh, I guess I can't crack Memorial. 2. X is 1. So we know they have Windgrace Acolyte plus 1 other card here. Come find an answer to Deep Freeze, that'd be pretty good. Really need to find an answer to that Jousting Lance. I need to find a couple answers here. Island's not going to cut it. Let's go and crack this now. Looking for Fight with Fire. Unfortunately, we drew a Sphinx that we can't play this turn. Man, we are in lots of trouble now. They're going to have 2 lethal flyers next turn. I'm going to be able to chump one of them, but not really deal with the other one. Man, my opponent having both Deep Freezes is super brutal. I assume, well, if they go Windgrace Acolyte, that means they can't equip Jousting Lance. So they might just attack for 2 and then play the Acolyte, which is fine. Mill themselves 3 again. Another Deep Freeze, Voldalian Arcanist. Wow, are you serious with the land? So can I survive next turn? I can, but I have to chump. $12 lands, 13 lands. Sick. Oh, Inbols's Clutches could do it for me. It probably won't, though. But I'm going to keep it on top. So if they make the smart move, they put Jousting Lance on Windgrace Acolyte, so I have to block that. What happens if I take control of their Jousting Lance? Inbols's Clutches would have been just a fantastic draw there instead of the land. Yeah, so now I have to go chump. And then clutching something doesn't matter. Well, I felt like our draws kind of let us down this game, but we've still got a game 3 here. They still have that Memorial too, so we're in a lot of trouble against all the Deep Freezes and whatnot. No reason to really show the Inbols's Clutches to my opponent here since it doesn't do anything. Ooh, Fight with Fire would have been amazing too. Go boom, 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 5U. Then we're in pretty good shape. Just gonna let him hit me. Let's see. Against 3 Deep Freezes. Yeah, Befuddle just doesn't seem good. Valid doesn't seem great either. Guardians can do something against, what does this do? Get a historic card back to your permanent? Yeah, this actually seems playable. Because if they Deep Freeze, like, Partick Wanderer, or... I guess it doesn't do that much. But it can, like, go bounce, bounce. We just need to hit a little more removal that game. Coldwater Snapper, no. I'm just going to keep my deck as it is and hope to draw less than 13 of my 17 lands against this opponent. I am going to play first. GG to you as well, opponent. Alright, oh, I guess this hand's actually not that bad. I didn't see the Memorial at first, but I am going to keep this. We get to go Relic Runner into Howling Golem. So I like this so far. Time of Ice is nice. Bolus's Clutches is nice. Do got to watch out against an opponent who has Vicious Offering. Yep, they have the 1-drop. It's all well and good. Did just notice they have 3.5 minutes on the clock too, so they got to play a little fast here. But my experience is whenever the opponent's clocked for time, they just have the nut draw. So I don't really care too much about the time here. And the Arcanist. See, 1-drop, 2-drop. What are the odds? What are the odds? Howling Golem does make my dude unblockable for the turn. And we're probably going to go Time of Ice here and try to tempo the opponent here. Get in some swings with Howling Golem. Fungal Infection, my 2-1. That's fine. Alright, so if I go Time of Ice, lock down your 1/3, I do get to attack with my Golem. I guess I still get to do that if I lock down the Sapperling. No matter what, I'm taking 2 on the swing back. Oh, they have Syncopate too? Come on. Like I said, the opponent always has the nut draw when they're clocked for time. If I attack them... Nah, I'd rather not. I'd rather just leave on defense here. Kind of annoying. Like, if the opponent had to stack their deck for this sort of situation, they might have put these exact cards on top. We have another Time of Ice. Let's see if they have another answer to it. You have another Syncopate, my friend? Alright, I'm just gonna clock that Sapperling there. Probably the Artificer's Assistant. And I think I am gonna attack with Howling Golem. Draws my opponent a card, draws me a card too. I guess I probably shouldn't. They have the Eldest Reborn in their deck. Alright, Academy Drake's a good one. Ooh, they're casting Vicious Offering? No, I think they just want to go to blocks. If I draw a land, I'm probably going to play in Bolus's Clutches, but on what? Was that Blink of an Eye? Nice. Alright, what you got to follow up with? Yep, attack me for 2. Time of Ice, probably go on Artificer's Assistant, I suppose. We'll see. Nah, gonna go on Cloud Reader Sphinx. See what happens with the Scry. Top. That's pretty annoying. Oh, cast down, but we can't cast it? Sure. See if they have another bounce spell for Time of Ice. So we have 5 mana, can only cast one thing, probably going to be the Howling Golem. And then pass it back. Yeah. Opponent's just got the nuts. That's fine. We have possibilities of getting through this, though. Do need to draw the 6th land for Bolus's Clutches, though. Yep. Ooh, Mountain was not a bad draw there. I do get to bounce my opponent's entire board, which they might not have been thinking about there. Could also go in Bolus's Clutches on the Eldest Reborn. So what do they currently have to reanimate? Not much. I'm going to have to discard a card. Probably discard in Chronicler, since it doesn't have targets. Could also clutch a land. That seems bad. Let's just go Drake. Yeah, let's just cast Drake here. If they replay Sphinx, I'm just going to Bolus's Clutches the Sphinx, I think. Discard. I guess if I draw red, that lets me just get cast down back. Let's just discard cast down. They drew the other card that they knew with the Sphinx here as well. Yeah. And let's see, they get 2 fresh scries now. They went bottom that time. Ooh, Syncopate. So do I wait? Nah, I think I just do this now. Can they reanimate anything? Howling Golem, Relic Runner are the only cards. Sure. Then if I untap with Syncopate, I feel like I'm fine. They have a minute left. They have what in hand? Artificer's Assistant, Vidalian Arcanist. Probably get back Howling Golem, I suppose. Maybe Relic Runner. Deep Freeze the Sphinx, makes sense. Legendary 0/4. Urza's Tome. I think I'm pretty good to win this game even without the time there. Oh, for sure now. Alright, looks like my opponent's going to time out this game, but I think I'm pretty good even minus that. They don't have a lot of answers to Coldwater Snapper. I guess if they just played a legit flyer here, they'd be fine, but it is a little unfortunate. They have an Academy Drake. Looks like I might be just getting the GG here. Well, that's a little unfortunate. It doesn't happen too often, but we're going to take the win, I suppose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just trade this off. Yep, GG. That's unfortunate. But I'll take the win. not gonna complain about the win. I think there I attack with Coldwater Snapper, trade it off for Drake plus Runner, and attack with the Drake too, and then syncopate their next play, Memorial, keep it going. If they don't play a flyer there, then I just crack Memorial, and what would we draw? I guess I can't draw anymore. Oh well. But I think I'm doing fine there. Plus, if I ever have Rescue, I can bounce Impulse's Clutches back to my hand, take something else. That'd be pretty nice, but can't see what the draw is, and despite the super long game, we came out on a time victory, even though I still had 10 minutes on the clock, so it wasn't super clutch. It was just a lot of decisions to make. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in match 2. All right, we're back for match 2. I am on the draw. I guess I should double-check these things. That is true. Sketch hand, I can go Runner plus Candle. If Runner dies, I'm in a little bit of a bind, but I guess on the draw I'm going to keep this. Candle just not efficiently going to do very much here. Hopefully not against a super aggro deck, and hopefully we just draw islands for this Tempest Gen. Aw, you suck, opponent. I mean, you don't suck personally, but ooh, that was probably one of the worst draws we could have had. I think might as well just hold on to this Candle for now since it triggers Relic Runner. I'm probably just going to try to trade off Relic Runner anyway, right? Oh, come on. Well, these are not draws I wanted to see here. Against Blue-Red. Blue-Red with no plays 1 through 3. And a Befuddle, of course. So let's go Boom. Alright, well, Blue-Red being the removal-heavy, control-heavy... Oh, Unwind? I'm actually fine with them unwinding that. Sure, it lets them untap, but the Candle not really doing anything. Plus, this is still unblockable, so if they want to use a removal spell, that's cool. Fortunately, I'm not super close to casting anything here. I guess Befuddle is a fine card to cast on 3. Unwind is an interesting card to have in the main board. Tetsuko Umezawa. That's a neat one. Can't get cast down, and doesn't matter if we can't draw things we can cast anyway. The exact opposite of our game 1 last time. feel like is that another Sulfur Falls? Okay, sure. Feel like I'm very far behind now. Of course, Helm of the Host. Why not? Alright, probably just going to concede this game. I can't beat that Helm of the Host. I mean, I guess I technically can, but we're discarding the hand size. Yeah, that's just BS right here. Can't beat Helm of the Host on Tetsuko. I guess it's not actually a lot of damage. Discard Cast Down and just pass it. Let them go ahead and suit this boy up. We'll give it one more draw step here before I just say GG to the opponent. Tetsuko's just not the most aggressive thing they can put Helm of the Host on, which is why I'm not straight up conceding to it. And that's smart of him to leave one back. Alright, that's going to do it for me. Just way out. Like, that's ridiculous. But anyway, we'll play to what we can play to. That is not something we can play to, though. With that being said, not like we have a good answer to Helm of the Host. Befuddle is just bad. Just going to bring in Rescue anyway. Might just want that in the main board over Befuddle anyway. But if we can't cast our spells, it doesn't really matter anyway. I think on the draw that was a fine keep. I'm not I'm not disappointed about how the game. I mean, I'm disappointed with how the game went. I'm not disappointed with my keep. Like, it was still a good keep on 2 lands. Just never drew the 3rd land, so we can stop complaining and just see what's up here. Would have been a great hand if we had drawn lands. Unwind is something to watch out for. Helm of the Host also pretty good. Although I think my deck can handle a Helm of the Host. I have removal, Time of Ice, stuff like that. I just can't let it get ahead of me. Plus, if I ever Impulses clutches it, that seems pretty sweet too. I wonder how this works. If it's already equipped to one of their creatures and I take control of it, I think it says at the beginning of combat on your turn, so it would trigger and make a copy of what my opponent had equipped with it. I'm not 100% sure about that interaction, but we'll see. I am a little salty. Celine Voda can actually get you out of Helm of the Host too. Maybe I want that. We'll probably give it another game before I go doing something that drastic. This does cost 10 mana, and as we've seen, if you only draw 2 lands, you're not going to be able to do that anyway. Opponent is like extensively sideboarding here against my Relic Runner and Blood Tallow Candle. But I guess telling them I'm blue-red gives them enough information to do a little bit. Curious about this Curator's Ward. Guess it works on Blood Tallow Candle too, works with Rescue. Doesn't work with much else. Not sure what my opponent is really doing there. Taking 2 minutes on sideboarding. But if they have a plan, then they have a plan. Alright, let's try this again. I will be on the play. And this is a much better hand. I'm just going to play out this Compass, I suppose. Yeah, let's just play Compass. That just means if I draw like Cast Down or Tempest Gen, I can cast it. And the only reason to not play the Compass there is in case I draw Relic Runner. Going to keep these Chroniclers in hand as well and hope to just syncopate my opponent here. They're probably not going to play anything, though. We didn't really see enough of their deck to make that call. Alright, don't mind just drawing more lands at the meantime. Nope, they're just going to pass back. Looks like I'm going to do the same. Alright, give me something to syncopate this turn, please. Nope. Plant? I'm not going to run Sphinx into their counterspell. Now, next turn, if I don't draw a land, as long as I'm drawing lands, I'm fine just holding back my mana for now. Sorcerer's Wand, I'm okay with. Card is annoying. So they are wizards. Alright, that's a good one. So now what happens is I play Cloud Reader Sphinx, they counter it, and then they untap and they play a wizard now that I don't have counter magic up. Just feels like my opponent has counter magic. I guess they can't unwind me, but they can syncopate or wizards retort this. I do really like Sorcerer's Wand in a wizard deck. Oh no, that resolved, huh? Alright, let's go... I kind of want both of these. I really like Rescue with Chronicler, so I do think I'm going to go top. Does drawing... Yeah, drawing the land is not what I want right away. Rescue could probably just go to the bottom here, but it saves my creatures from any nonsense that comes up. So I do think I'm going to keep it on top. Alright, let's see if they have an answer to Cloud Raider Sphinx now, because they thought a while, and then they said, you know what, I'm fine with it. And they might just not have a counterspell, and they're discarding for turn? Oh, this is bizarre. This is very weird. And the Sorcerer's Wand felt like bait there, too. They're discarding Arcane Flight, so there's some all-in kind of Coldwater Snapper deck or something? I don't know. In the meantime, I'm the one with the threat on board and the things to back it up, so... Blink of an eye on that. So if I go Rescue, I can't replay it, but I also want to deny him that draw, so I am going to just syncopate them and still keep up my Rescue here. This just denies them that draw off Blink of an eye. Plus they take 3 here, so I might as well. Now if they have a removal spell, I get to go Rescue it. Plus I can pretty safely run out Fight with Fire against any creature they play because of the Chroniclers. Chroniclers can just get back Fight with Fire, and I know I'm drawing a 6th land next turn, so being able to kick this isn't a problem. So it's kind of on the onus of the opponent to start doing something to interact with me here. If nothing changes, I might go Chronicler, get back Syncopate, but that doesn't seem like the best move. Atlas the Cinderwind. Okay. It's respectable. Keeping up double blue instead of blue-red. That usually means something. So I could try going for Time of Ice here. Could also just attack first and see if they have something. Because as it is, Cloud Raider Sphinx does outrace Atlas. Let's see. Let's go Time of Ice here. Stop them from adding to the board. And if they go Wizard's Retort, then that's fine. I'll just Fight with Fire next turn. Can't have Unwind, so yeah, pretty obvious Wizard's Retort there, I think. Just due to the way they tap. I mean, they could just be representing it, but... I imagine I'm getting attacked again. Arcane Flight's an interesting one. Ooh, Dirty Mage is annoying. Just let that happen. Alright, I like the Candle here, so I can go Candle plus Sphinx, or I could go Fight with Fire plus Candle. I think it might be right to just play the Sphinx here. I have a removal spell for the Sphinx, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Ooh, Snapper's great. So I'll keep the Mountain on top, then Snapper. Do I want to keep up Rescue or play Candle? I guess I'm just going to play Candle. That way if they deal with Sphinx, I can go Candle something, probably Atlas. If they attack with both, I'm just not blocking this turn. What would really be bad is if they have another bounce spell for the Sphinx here. Alright, they're doing something. What you got, opponent? What you got? Might even just go, like, fight with fire Adela's next turn instead of playing Snapper, because I'd like to keep Snapper up with Rescue, potentially, even though not a lot of reason you need to do that. Sorcerer's Wand, huh? Okay. With an attack, what could that mean? This doesn't deal damage to creatures. They could have Opt-Opt. They could have Blink of an Eye on Sphinx. Counterspell doesn't do it here. They might be thinking this deals damage to creatures. I think I'd go for the block. They have to have fuse spells here. Let's just do it. I think they're just letting me eat Atlas. They don't know that this doesn't deal damage to creatures. Really? What was that about? Doesn't even make sense. Alright. Let's attack, and then probably just candle this thing. I don't want to play Cold Water Snapper into this. They might just have another Wizard's Retort. This doesn't cost mana to activate. Yeah, let's just say goodbye, your guy. Yeah, they get to shoot me for 2. What was that attack with Atlas, though? Maybe if they had kept up blue-red instead, I would have been less likely to attack, but that was weird. Still feeling another Wizard's Retort here, but can't play around it forever. Definitely going to attack, jam the Cold Water Snapper. If they counter it, but I am ahead on board by a significant margin now. Especially having Fight with Fire, only 2 lands away from kicking it. You gonna retort me? Alright, so it's gonna be one of those matchups. Opponent's like all in on the Wizard plan. They have to deal with Sphinx in the next 3 turns. No attack, okay. Or, I mean, no equip. Not that they need to. They might as well just get in the 3 damage instead. I feel like they're on all counter spells here. Arcanist, sure. And no equip is interesting too. Well, you can keep drawing these 6 mana things. And just keep making them have a billion counter spells. Might be right to just play a Chronicler here. Well, let's make them keep having answers. Answers that don't get unwinded here. And they just... What? Okay. I don't fully understand, but that's fine. Befuddle still doesn't seem that great. Neither does the Compass, to be honest. Compass plus Cast Down doesn't seem like a great plan here, but what else are we playing? Just gotta keep in mind they have lots of counter spells, so we don't want to go too high here. Curator's Ward seems very whatever. I mean, these 2-drops actually seem okay against them. Like, I could see going boom, 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 boom. Maybe going down Black Island, add 2 more red sources. Granted, neither of these 2-drops that I put in are that good, but at least the Compass isn't a dead draw against this opponent. I could see the life gain actually mattering here, but just get pressure on board before my opponent can play a bunch of counter spells. Yeah, let's try it out. At the very least, they trade with like the whatchamacallits. Doesn't matter with this hand though. This hand is kind of sketch against my opponent's deck. No removal. I guess has a candle. No card draw. Just if they have a very aggressive start, It's not that good. I'm still going to keep it on the draw here. Really, with the assistant, huh? Alright. I will match you a candle, just because I don't want to get that unwinded at any point, or countered. I would like to have it on the board, even if it's not relevant for a while. See if they go +2/+1 attack. That would be sick. Play the Arcanist here. Alright, drawing 6 drops is not what I want at this point in the game. Alright, Adeliz would be quite the beat in here. Doesn't look like they have it. Journey Mage? Oh no, Chronicler. Interesting. That makes them able to cast whatchamacallit next turn. A Journey Mage if they have one. Also means I can't just attack them back for one. Alright. I imagine that's what we're going to see here is Journey Mage, bounce your Arcanist or something like that. Oh no, they do have Adeliz. They might have just drawn it. So now we need a removal spell for Adeliz. Let's see what they're doing with the Scry. Put it on the bottom. Alright. So they're clocking me for 3 a turn in the air. It's pretty good. I don't have much going on my side. Quite a ways away from using the candle to kill it. On something good. I guess that's a relevant card here. Attack them. I feel like I'm going to lose this game here. Not 100% yet, but I'm not feeling too great about it. Especially I'm not in a position where I love the Howling Golem here. If I get rid of Adeliz, I feel a lot better about it. Helm of the Host. Alright. Yeah, that's bad for me. Helm of the Host on Adeliz is insane. So I need a removal spell immediately. I don't really have a good answer for Helm of the Host specifically. Alright, if I kill Adeliz, then I'm in okay shape, but if I don't, they just equip, then I get run over in probably 2 to 3 turns or something like that. If I let him make even one Adeliz there, then I'm pretty much in trouble. Come on, fight with fire. Inbolus' Clutches. I'm a 1 away from casting that. I guess we attack. I guess I'm 2 away from casting it. Alright, I guess we get in there with Howling Golem. See if I can draw into a land at least. Opt. Sure, that's another crack at it. Mountain on top. Mountain on top. Let me see real quick. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of a equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary. God, this is going to be so bad. I don't know if I should be digging for a removal spell here or digging for the Clutches. I think the Clutches is going to be the only way I win this game. Yep. Any reason to play the Chronicler here? No. Alright, I guess I gotta get lucky. They're just gonna snap equip Adeliz, I believe. Taking 5 down to 7. Might be too late even if I take the Helm next turn. That's if I draw a 6th land, of course. Ugh, Helm of the Host is gross. Go for something else this turn, please. Play a wizard. No. God, if I had a removal spell here. No. Alright. So, make another Adeliz. I'm going to take 5 in the air. Power of Helm of the Host, man. Land? Alright, so the only thing I can really do here is take Helm of the Host, make an Adeliz, I suppose I attack with Howling Golem still? Maybe I don't? No, I need to draw answers here. Okay, Journey Mage is good. Journey Mage is actually fantastic. I just have to not die this turn, so this Adeliz is definitely blocking no matter what. But if they go, like, bounce your Adeliz, play a spell, then I'm dead. Just take 7 in the air this turn. And I'd have to block this Adeliz, not this one. Plus, if they have, like, a blink of the eye on In Bolus's Clutches. I'm pretty sure I'm just dead, but we're going to play to our outs. If I survive this turn, it looks okay. Opponent's thinking. Definitely sweating it here. My leg's shaking. I don't know what's going to happen, man. Uh-oh, no, don't do something pre-combat. Don't do it. In Bolus's Clutches my Adeliz. Yeah, that just does it. Oh, wait, but that makes it legendary. Wait a second. This is legendary, and this one's legendary. So they got rid of that one. They probably should have gotten rid of this one. They don't kill me this turn, though. Why didn't they just put In Bolus's Clutches on, like, In Bolus's Clutches? Okay. Well, I get another shot, basically. Time of Ice, huh? So, what are my options here? I'm going to make an Adeliz on combat. Guess I attack with Howling Golem? I mean, it just doesn't feel like I should be attacking with Howling Golem at all. I feel like I should play... Either these accomplish the same thing, basically. Get rid of that token permanently. I just need to avoid taking an extra damage here. So I think what I do here is go Journey Mage, bounce your token. Go ahead and make an Adeliz. Go to second main. Play Journey Mage. Bounce your Adeliz token. And then pass and just hope you don't have anything again. Again, any removal spell, any bounce spell, anything just kills me right now. Yeah, they're tapping. Oh, of course. Oh, man. I couldn't have avoided that, though. There's nothing I could do about it. Alright, I'm dead. You got me, opponent. Helm of the Host got me. I was just a turn too slow, I think. Alright, good game. We'll see you guys in match 3. Alright, everybody, we're back for round 3. Not in the finals, unfortunately. We did just lose the Helm of the Host, but we've got a good keepable hand on the draw here, which I like. I can cast anything I draw, minus Tempest Djinn. I have Divination, and I have a good little game ender here against red. Plus, the 2-drop's not the worst thing in the world, and I really don't mind just drawing islands for now. Drawing islands is sweet. Against red-black, huh? Against removal. Could just get this Memorial down. I'm going to play Relic Runner. And I'm just going to use islands to play Relic Runner. Either it eats a removal spell at end of turn, which it does, or it gets in there for 2 damage, potentially. Either way, I'm fine. Ooh, especially if the opponent doesn't have a 3rd land. So now I'm just going to play Divination. Alright. Now I can go Memorial plus Opt next turn or something along those lines. And yeah, we're going to get very far ahead. Plus we have the cast down. Well, this is gross. I'm going to opt now in case I draw a 2-drop that I want to cast, which I don't have very many of. This can go to the bottom. I'm going to get greedy with that scry since I'm likely to draw one anyway. And look, we did draw a 2-drop. Very far ahead of my opponent now. We're going to go Sphinx into Snapper plus Inbolus's Clutches. Hey, and that's your first play of the game. So I feel pretty good about this match. Can't say much about the ones coming after it, but we're going to go ahead and steamroll our opponent this game, I think. Game's not over yet. They have 7 cards in hand. None of them are lands. And I think I just like keeping everything on top here. So we go top, land on top so I can play Snapper next turn. Can't kick that Drake, but that's fine. Might just cycle Befuddle anyway. Befuddle into Drake or something like that. And they hit their 3rd land. Could even Inbolus's Clutch as a land if I wanted to be really rude here. Just going to take this block here. I don't care what happens to this Arcanist, and if they want to use a combat trick, that's fine. Like a Fervent Strike, that's exactly what it is. +1/+0 and first strike. So I suspect they have another combat trick if that's what they went for that turn, but we're going to jam Snapper here. Get in for 3. And then if they play a blocker, we Inbolus Clutches it. We're just immensely far ahead here. Man, that last round was a real nail-biter. I played to my outs. I took that Helm of the Host, but my opponent just had more things to back it up with, which was really nice. Huh. Alright, well, we're not going to Cold Water Snapper that, but I can just attack into my opponent here, and if they do any double blocks, I get to Befuddle. Use this Befuddle for value. Could even cast down, but not going to. And this might even, like, prompt a concession here. Since they're going to be on no board to all board. Just going to leave Syncopate up. If they play something that can be hit with cast down, I'll probably cast down. If not, I'll Syncopate. Or I guess I can even Bolus's Clutches a big creature. Skin Witch. Yeah, I don't care about Skin Witch. That can't profitably block either of my creatures anyway. This is where Howlin' Golem definitely shines. When you're so far ahead that drawing the extra card outpaces your opponent's extra card. Not that I think I'm losing this game anyway. Yep, we're on chump block duty. Same deal. We'll go ahead and, I guess I tapped wrong, but we'll just keep up Syncopate. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keldon Raider. Let's just go and Syncopate that. I'd rather show him that than show him the Inbolus's Clutches. Swoop. Nah, son. I really like Syncopate in this format. Alright, so we finally got the concession to a mana-screwed opponent. They are aggro, though. They are aggro, which makes me want some of these things a little bit less. Compass cast down is fine against this opponent, but I could see like wanting more Befuddles here, but I think my deck's just fine. Time of Ice does a very good job against these decks of stabilizing and stalling things out. We've got the same exact draw as last time, but with more Chroniclers. And if they get off to a quicker start this time, then I could see it being much better for them. But we're going to go probably Relic Runner into... I'm probably going to play one of these Chroniclers now that I drew that Journey Mage. It's a very stabilizing card against these aggro decks. I expect to see a 2-drop, an Evangel. I will definitely block if I have that opportunity. Again, probably should have played the Island there, but I can't draw an Island and a Tempest Djinn anyway, so might as well play the Mountain. See if they attack, because I will definitely block. I don't care too much about my Relic Runner in this game. If they want to use a combat trick, I'm cool with it. Otherwise, I just save myself 2 damage and get a threat, quote-unquote, off-board. And they're missing another land drop, so it's probably going to do it for them. Especially me drawing Time of Ice there. Alright. We'll see what they follow up with, but if they don't draw lands, they're in lots of trouble. They got it, though. Alright, we're going to get our Witch's Skin, whatever that means. They didn't have anything to follow up with, so now I like just go in Memorial. Could play one Chronicler here. Just to block and hopefully draw out a removal spell. Plus, I guess I can still cast Academy Journey Mage next turn anyway. I mean, if they attack, I'm blocking, and we'll see. If they want to use removal spells on a 1-3, I'm fine with it. Man, last game just that's one of those games that really had me on edge. Like I've got the answer. Do you have the answer as well? And they just had it multiple times. Although I think if they had cast Inbolus's Clutches on, let's see, the Helm of the Host, they would. If they had put it on something that wasn't my Atlas, they would have been fine. I'm not gonna play anything here. I don't want to bounce Skinwitch back to their hand. Can't play Snapper. I don't want a Time of Ice, so I'm just gonna pass. Play Coldwater Snapper next turn. They just have nothing to do on 4 either. They must have double red cards. You'll know I'm just playing all my islands first for Tempest Djinn if I draw it. And Snapper is basically impossible for these red-black decks to remove outside of combat tricks. There aren't really good Edict effects outside of, what they called, the Eldest Reborn, and I have a 1-3, so... Ooh, plus Demonic Vigor. When it dies, return it to your hand. Well, that's going to get Journey Maged, I'm sorry. Might just get Time of Iced instead. Nah, just going to be Journey Mage. Drake, huh? That 2-for-1's the opponent. Goodbye, Deathbloom Thallid. Yeah, I don't think I'm losing this game. My hand's pretty stacked against them. If I really need to, I can even Chronicler back Divination, but I have Memorial to Genius, so with my hand, I've got like 5 extra cards that just aren't in my hand at the moment. Time of Ice is going to come lock down this Deathbloom Thallid. Really? Really? Oh, they're going to be super disappointed now. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Tap. Now I get to just swing with everything, play an Academy Drake. Nice little quick game here off the backs of those super fast games. They're just dead on board. Yeah. Alright. So we got the 2-1 with what I feel is a 3-0 deck, but we lost the Wizards. Wizards can get pretty scary, but Helm of the Host definitely locks that up. Atlas is already a good enough card, let alone 2 to 3 extra Atlases on board. But they had the answers for our answers, so we got beat. That's fair and square. But I'm fine walking away with a 2-1. I'm pretty happy with that. And I just always enjoy playing these blue-based control decks with the Sphinxes and the Time of Ices and stuff. You've probably seen me draft it multiple times now. But anyway, that's going to do it for our Dominaria Draft today. I've been posting a lot of these videos recently to make up for some missed content in the last couple weeks. And if for any reason you're at Grand Prix Las Vegas, feel free to come look me up. My name's Timothy Zaccanino. Z, not too hard to find. But anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. All right, bye-bye.